Good morning, everyone. Shauna here. Okay, so I woke up this morning and they were already yammering. I wasn't even awake. They're going, we need to put out another video here for those that are not really resonating with the pick a card, for those that aren't into masculine feminine reports, a bold reading for the whole group that has access to the page. So that's a good idea. Morning, everybody. Lisa Vince. Hi, Diane. So they wanted to do an in-depth reading for everybody in the Infinity page. I said, yeah, it's a good idea. How come I didn't do that sooner? Da-da-da, right? Hi, Louise. Thanks for coming in. So this is going to be a deep reading. Now, I kind of went over and let them talk to me beforehand because there's a lot of stuff that comes through these cards. And hi, Vivian. As I open up, it just kind of floods me. And if I do it too impromptu, I get overwhelmed. I start talking real fast. And they're like, you got to slow down. You're going way too fast. You try and get these people calm down and you're spinning on 90 here. So I was like, okay. So I sat down and I laid the cards out. So we're going to go above and below here. So the energies that everyone here is connecting to or sitting in, I have 3 cards to go over that. That's the below cards. Then I have the above cards, and that's where they're sitting. That's what they want you to deal with and step into. So there's people here that are not quite on the pick a card reading, not quite on the masculine and feminine, and these are very individual. So this is a broader spectrum of energy for this week. Well, could run anytime. You know, this reading here can be timeless. So I'll have to put that up as well. So anybody, you know, you may join 3 weeks from now and come in here, and I'm going to start to do timeless readings. So for people that just, you know, if you feel motivated to click, boom, it might be relevant. So this is what I'm doing. And I love these horoscope cards that I got. And for you hardcore, wait till the end. I got a gift for you. So I'm using those as well. And it's amazing what comes out here that just snap it all into place. So I'm going to start the reading and quit yammering here. Okay, so we're going to start with the below energies. That's the energies that are here surrounded. The people are in. It's just there. It's just what we're dealing with. It's where we're at. Okay. So again, this is broad spectrum, masculine, feminine, no matter what your sign, this is everybody. In this room should resonate some point in time here, okay? So the first card I get, and this is going to overlap from some of the stuff from yesterday as well, masculine and feminine, more so the feminine got this card. The 9 of Swords, so that's all that anxiety and stress, right? And they're making me aware of where we are on the planet here, of the energies, right? And the states, right? All this chaos that is happening and all this, like, it just, I'm getting an empathy for Americans as well, right? There's so much junk out there, right? So much, but it's out there. It's not, you know, none of them bats are touching her. That eagle's pretty close. You know, he's just staring. I mean, whose does that encompass, really? When we're talking about the states, just looking. The thing is, she can get up, she can walk out. And what's outside, the bright blue night sky and all of those little fairies. And that's all the good stuff. But we're so overwhelmed with all the bad, right? So we really have to get out of that. We have to walk out, choose to walk out the door and go around and dance with the angels because they got better stuff going on. It's funner out there. Go out there because here ain't fun, right? So the stress and anxiety is overwhelming. Saying we got to take note of that. That's where everybody's sitting. So that's the energy that's overwhelming everybody at this time. So they're, as a source, they're going, we're aware of this. We know this. We're trying to get them out of this, okay? The next card we get is interesting. 7 of Wands. And in this deck, right, depicted, again, masculine, feminine, don't matter, but I'm just going to use it to simplify. I'm going to use the gender to simplify. This woman is like, here's my presentation. This is what I got in my life, and this is what I'm doing. And she's charting everything, right? This is her intent, her business sense, right? I'm going to go forward. I'm going to do this. Is what I think I should do. Now we got it. I don't know. I think you can see that at her feet there are these salamanders, right? And the salamander is the fire energy. But the beginning, they're all baby salamanders, and they're all just starting to wind their way up into her. So it's kind of like the universal energy that wants to break into each and every one of you to take action away from this, okay? That's really what they're trying to say, is we're just now starting to realize where we need to take action. And even though she's, you know, she's not fully encompassed by that fire energy yet, she's just being surrounded. She's just swirling. They're just trying to get noticed, right? And it's coming. So the energy there of the salamanders wanting to take action, that's the energy that's rising up in each individual as they're on their spiritual journey here. We are in our mind, you know, overwhelmed, but there are parts of us that are coming from the right areas. And we're going to learn to take action on that. Now, what they wanted me to note highly here was we have our agenda and our platform here, that we have everything figured out, you know, that's on this map, but they have yet to take the universal instinct into account. And once you do that, that chemical reaction changes the forecast. You know, suddenly we had a plan to go right here, but we may have to go right down the center. We may have to adapt, because a lot of what this spiritual intuition and stuff is coming in, we might have to adapt some things. So be open to that. And I feel like that is kind of just part of the process. And that's what they're trying to say with this 7 of Wands. There's some action here we need to take, we want to take, and we will be motivated to take. But at this time, we're just kind of trying to get out of that mindset of hectic and overwhelm and anxiety and stress. Okay, so this is the beginning process of the universe coming in and giving you some ideas of how to go forward. Now, the outcome is the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords is a card of, first of all, look at all, let's see if I can get this focused. All the little angels, man. There's one here on top of the, sorry, excuse me, my cold. Some of them on top of the thing taking a nap because they've been fluttering so much around this person. And the person's just too busy with the anxiety and the worry and the stress that we don't want to, you know, we don't want to take, we're not looking at the right things. We're paying all our energy and focus is on the anxiety. Now here's, you know, the turning point, but they're going, once we get the intuition in, then they're going to be kind of up in their head in a dream time, but there's still no action being taken here. So they're going, we're going to be happy and lighthearted and kind of getting rid of this devastating feeling or overwhelming feeling, but we're going to be in our heads with it and not wanting to take action. That'll change, that'll morph, but that's what they're kind of saying, you know, for the short term here, this is what's going on. We're going to get some inspired ideas and we're going to kind of be floating on air with them for a little bit. But we are in a better vibration. Like, look how, well, this is kind of a pink background here, kind of red. And here how the yellow, and yellow is about solar plexus, the freedom, the creativity, and what you can do with all of those ideas. It's kind of like that. It's starting to fill this person's world, but they're not quite ready to act here. So it's interesting. But these are the grounded energies, sorry, excuse me again, that are here for you, male or female. This is all kind of females, but the male or female, this is the energy that's here for the next little while. I'm feeling like within a week or two. This is kind of a booster shot. So this is above and beyond the readings that I give you for masculine, feminine, or the weekly reports, It's kind of outside of that, a little deeper energy. Wanting you to dip in to that instinct. We don't know what it is. Some of us don't know what it is. And they're talking to me too about the ego. And they're saying, you know, ego is pretty crafty because sometimes we're bold in our ego and we know exactly what that is, but sometimes it can be a little softer, and that boundary we get blurred. So, still struggling with what is instinct, a lot of us. Okay, so those are the 3 below cards. Now I'm going to go, because they said, now we need 3 cards to see the potential here of where we could be, because that's where we're at in the physical world. And this is the energy above that wants to connect with you to get you forward. So it's kind of an advancement that you can tap into, but we feel so powerless in it that we don't do it. And that's this card. It's kind of, yeah, we daydream because we feel like it can't happen, but they're going, no, it can, and we need to show them how. So the first card for that energy is universal energy that you can tap into. I'm going to try not to cry because, well, it's deep. Ace of Air. Okay, we are in or moving from Aquarius to Pisces energy, universally. Like you have Vedic and all these weird things, but for the most part, we're going to go with the conformed meaning of our horoscope sign. So we're moving from Aquarius to Pisces. Okay, globally, as a universe, as a Earth, we're doing this, and as a time. So it's a very powerful time to make change here. And as time, as our monthly calendar, yearly calendar, we're doing the same. Okay. Globally is a lot slower process, but on a yearly calendar, monthly, where we are, where we are in, like, on Earth, it's quicker pace, right? Because we move month. Hard to get my words here. But anyway, Ace of Air. So there we are with the air element, Aquarius. But what they're saying is, what do we mean by this card? What do we want to tell them? We are trying to get to you. We cannot get to you in your reality because we are coming from a space here of being too cluttered. All of this, right? Too cluttered with the wrong stuff, first of all, cluttered with bats in the belfry. And they're the ones that are locked out. During the day, we can't get in. So they're the angels on the outside of the window there. When you're focusing all the negative, right, that's inside, you're letting that rule. So that's how they feel, left out. So what are they doing? They're going to these people's dream time. Why? Because that's the only time they open up and let things in. So for a lot of you, the dream time is going to give you a lot of answers. One, to anything you might be, yeah. See, okay, too much. Just give me a minute. It's very time efficient. Telepathy is very time efficient because they can throw suitcases of information at you, but I can't communicate it that fast. Communication is slow, right? Telepathic, it comes quickly. You get emotions, you get pictures, it's hard to translate. And what they're telling me is that a lot of people have a hard time, one, appreciating their instinct, acknowledging it for what it's worth. One, letting it in. We don't have, because of all the traffic in there, right? We can't get in. We don't calm ourselves down enough. So when we're sleeping, we're calm. So that's when they jump in. So we got to pay attention to our dreams. Now, there's some people get confused. Because sometimes your dreams can just be a release of the day. So if you're a very repressive person, so you take a lot of energy in, but you don't deal with it, you don't talk to people about it, you don't ruminate with it, it'll come out in your dream time, and you'll have dreams where you jump from here to there and not a lot makes sense, okay? And those are the dreams that kind of, they're very quick, and they jump and they move quickly. And there's usually a lot going on, busy. Now, of course, someone's going to call. Now, when we're dealing with dreams that come from your spiritual source, it's going to feel more like reality. It's going to feel like you had a dream where you don't know if it was a dream or reality. It's that kind of thing. So those are the ones that you have to use your instinct in that way. Feel like, holy man, that was something that I felt like I thought I turned that off. I turn things off and they go back on. So that's going to give, that's kind of the litmus test, is does it feel like reality? Does it feel like how I would deal with things in reality? And not necessarily in an emotional way, but outside of you physically. I hope that's translating. Nonetheless, get to the point. The point is, they're going to come to you in dream time to help you out. Now, there is another reality in the dream time, and that is really the everything above and beyond the 3D. So 3D is things that are limited to Earth, okay? When you dream, you do not limit yourself to Earth. You go to other planets, other places, other things. So this is where they come and they meet you and they deal with stuff. So you may have like just a mundane dream that you're doing daily things, but there are triggers and things and reasons that they bring you to that. Because a lot of times the dreams that come from source are very boring. They're not exciting. They're not what you really want them to be, but there's lessons in there that need to be learned. Because if they can't learn a lesson here or you're blocked from it, they'll go in your dream time and try and teach you it there. They'll go there. And that's what they're saying. That's where we're getting in. But we want to get in the daytime, because sometimes people don't try to remember their dreams before bed. You have to consciously say, please, if I'm being guided, let me remember. But a lot of people aren't going to remember that, right? They're not going to remember. And a lot of times you wake up and right away you got stuff to do, so you just blank out. And not a lot of people dream journal. Those are ways to kind of, or what I use, a voice recorder. And then I review it the next day and download it emotionally and go through it. Sometimes, sometimes I don't have time. It's just you're busy. So this is how they're coming in, okay? So they're coming in your dreams. They're coming when you're sleeping. Why? Because that's the only time we can get in, because the brain is full of chaos. Next card for the universal energies is 20. Initiation. Now, this is interesting because, okay, there they are, infusing your dreams with all of the energy, right? Because that's when we pass out, that's the only time that they can do that, whether we remember or not. So part of a, how do you say, like an exercise would be to, before your bedtime, just go, you know what, I want to consciously remember what they're trying to get through to me. And then the next step would be take time in your day to quiet your mind, because that's all they're asking. Now, the initiation here, they go, look at the card. This woman's looking up at these two people. Now, we could talk about relationships and that, but I'm going global here. Now, what we're saying here is we're reaching out for answers to whatever it is, spirituality, whatever, right? We're hungry for all that meat. We need meat, sustenance here. We're not getting enough from this chaotic world. We're not getting anything from that. And we're feeling that. So we're starving, right? So this is that want to know more, to do more, to be more. So what they're saying is we are here, right? We're trying to let you know in your dream time that we are here, trying to infuse a pattern of daytime where we can get to you on a conscious level, because this is very unconscious, almost subconscious, subliminal type. So what do we do when we're like, because they were going, what do people do on their last ditch effort? They drop to their knees and they look up like, can you please give me something, right? And they're going, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for our entrance. Just open the door for us. Clear the mind enough. We can get in. So it's just the peace and quiet. A lot of it, they're showing me just the electronics. Because what do we choose to do with our spare time? We choose to check on our emails and da-da-da-da. So just instead of doing that, go and hook up to whatever, upstairs, whatever you want to call it. Try and just clear and the mind, because it's just not happening properly. So this sense I'm getting. So that's really, okay, the energy is going from, we're squeezing ourselves in there at nighttime, trying to help them get energies to get them on the right track. We need you to open your arms and let us in. That's what they're saying. And then 21 is the circle. Now, this is where I needed explanation here. If you, hold on here, let's see. Okay, if you look at these two cards, this card and this card here, this woman is like begging. The symbol that they're giving me is these people are begging for information, but they're not letting us in. There's no way for us to get in other than when they pass out. And then, so this is kind of the you know, the pleading with the universe. I need more. You know, this is not doing it. I got to get answers. Now this is 12. I'm not going with traditional here. This is all spiritual stuff. If you look at this man, he is connected and grounded to the earth energy. And if you look at all of those things that are, you know, it's air, fire, earth, and water is what they're trying to, all the elements there. Salamanders, fire, this is air, and then, or yeah, that's air, this is water, and that's earth. They're all grounding down into the earth. So what they're saying here is this is how we connect. We need you to bridge. We need you to go 50% here. What's the 50%? Clear your mind and let us in. Quit getting stuffed up with things that don't matter in the 3D. Electronics and TV shows and TV, basically. Because our spare time is being put up with a lot of anxiety that we're opening the door for anxiety, but we're not opening the door for spirit, right? For the energies to come in and help us clear that out. They're going, we're the one that's getting blocked out. But all the chaos and the anger and the resentment, all of that's getting, you know, the gold treatment here. We're getting the red carpet. And they're going, that's not the way. We need to make it part of our pattern, okay? So that is what they want you to know is there's an ability here to manifest huge things, but we're being blocked. We need you to come halfway to meet us. And how do we do that? We clear our mind and we open up to intuition, sixth sense, all of that. Because you don't have to go anywhere to get it. It's there. We just have to quiet ourselves enough with the chaos and let it in. And that is a lot of what I was picking up on the feminine, trying to isolate herself. She's trying to do this, trying to get that 50%, meet it halfway. And then this is basically once we connect to you and the grounded energy of instinct, then that's when we start. That's what they want you to know. Because when you slow down long enough to let us in, then the miracles will start happening, okay? So I wanted to kind of pull it all together. Okay, I'm going to try not to cry. With my zodiac cards. These are the cards, man. They're amazing. Good energy from them. I don't have an astrology background per se, but I feel everything highly. So I just go with what I feel in that moment. But I do need to look into astrology, but nonetheless. So the three, I picked three. They go, nope, 3 cards, not 1. Because we have a process here we're moving into, and we need to explain that. So the first card we got for the horoscope energies. Again, it doesn't mean if you're this or, you know, exclude this if you're not that sign. It just means this is the energy everyone can tap into, okay? First one they gave me was Aquarius, moon in Aquarius. Your inner child awakens and you're a free spirit. The number is 23, but it also goes into 5, right? 3 and 2 goes into 5. Now, we are moving from Aquarius into Pisces. So how great is that? This is the energy that, now Aquarius is a very future-oriented, so if you are an Aquarius, you may be focused on things in the future so much you can't bring yourself to the present. So I feel like that's, for the Aquarius, that's what you need to do in order to take advantage of this time to the highest degree. Free spirit, and also to be free of clutter, not only in the mind, but in your personal truth. I feel like Aquarius may be working on unhinging a lot of beliefs about themselves, within themselves. So it's nothing to do with anybody outside of themselves. I feel like they are working on trying to unhinge what doesn't work for them in an individual basis. So Moon in Aquarius, your inner child awakens. So this is the process. This is what this group is going to feel over the next while here while they're dipping into the energies. And you can stretch that out as long as you want, or compact it and then wait for the next reading, you know, because they're showing me however you deal. Like if you're an earth sign, you're going to deal with things more slowly and deliberately. If you're a fire sign, you're going to run, you know, to the end of the line, and then you're going to wait there for your next cue, right? So this is how, and then the air kind of just wafts above everything, and the water just kind of flows with the least resistance. So it's all about that energy that you carry. So for this while here, while we're going through this time of trying to figure out how to let the instinct in, you need to carry your inner child and be a free spirit, and that will help you along the way. Now, the next card we had was Sun in Virgo, and it says you reap what you sow. The number is 6, and the word they gave is endeavor. Right away, you feel, when you look at this, right, you feel the grounded energy. This guy's on a swather or whatever in the field. He's doing things on the plane here. You reap what you sow. So if you are not, with this Moon in Aquarius energy passing into Virgo, if you're not real with yourself, you're going to have to get real with yourself, because that is the energy of Virgo. We are real. We are who we are. Take it or leave it. Boom. That's it. You know, so there's a sense of needing to do that. Be real. What are we doing here? We're in the field. We're swathing, and that's that. You know, we can't manipulate that in any way. We need to be real and honest and true to ourselves, right? Because Virgo is also about the virgin who is pure, purely who they are. Take me or leave me, I don't care, but this is who I am. And there's a lot of that energy that needs to come forth, because I feel like there's a lot of masks being worn, and they may be just little paper eye masks, you know, or they may be full on head masks. But some people are kind of in illusion as to where they sit within themselves to move forward. So they need to understand, they need to be grounded, because this Aquarius is an air. It's way out there, man. And then the Virgo is like, okay, we're going to ground ourselves. In fact, we can think and project into the future, but we got to ground ourselves in fact. Now, where do we end up with the energy here? Interestingly enough, in Pisces. Oh man, they do this so well. And where are we going? Pisces. It's Pisces time here now. We're just starting into that. Align yourself with love and wisdom. Sun in Pisces. Higher purpose. So we are going to go off in our mind with the Aquarius energy and futurize all of these open-minded things we can be absorbing. We're going to ground ourselves so we don't get flung, but we're also going to think about our spiritual purpose within that, right? So that's taking all of that into account. It's just beautifully done. Well done, universe. Like I have to compliment them, right? So the Sun in Pisces is about the feeling, the emotion, and the depth. The Aquarius kind of lacks that Pisces depth. They can lack it. They can work on it and gain it. But it tends to be removed from the emotions. The Virgo is more knowledge and based on fact. And again, we can have Virgo. It's interesting because Virgo and Pisces are opposite. They're on opposite ends of the spectrum. And when you have a Virgo and a Pisces, you could actually, that could be like one of the opposites attract kind of things. But they're going, yeah, because Pisces is way flung out in the universe, you know, we're stuck, caught in our emotions, and we're very dreamy and da-da-da, and Virgo's very grounded, very logic, very da-da-da, you know? So it's interesting that we mesh these together to bring out the best in the higher vibration that we can come from at this point. And the Aquarius, really taps into the future side of it. Because Aquarians are air, so we can be looked at as kind of flighty by other people, but at the same time, they tap into, they kind of bring everybody forward. They kind of are the buffers for ideas, new age ideas. They're going to come from Aquarius. They're going to be the first to grab onto things that are solid from the future. And then other people will go, oh, you appreciate that? Like, that's kind of far-flung. No, man, it's good. Blah, blah, blah. So this is how the Aquarius needs that futuristic pull. Why? Because, being high vibrational, we have to think out of the box. And that's the Aquarius, right? We're thinking out of the box. Virgo is very much in a box, but it's logic and it's tried and true and tested and whatever. So yeah, those are kind of opposing as well. So I'm going all over the place with it, but nonetheless, we work from our futuristic sense of what we need spiritually, emotionally, and from the universe. There it is right there in Aquarius. We're trying to bring it down. The Virgo says, yes, we are going to ground in this, and we are going to do what we say we're going to do, and we're going to take responsibility for what we do, and we're going to move forward and learn from that. And Pisces goes, not only that, we're going to take everything that is unseen, and we're going to bring that in, and we're going to use that as well to help us out. Because Pisces is all about the mysterious, right? The mysteries of what is seen and unseen, right? Because the Pisces really can get caught up in stuff that has no grounding in reality, but it doesn't mean it's not grounded somewhere. Just not on this birth plane. It may be off in 3 universes away, but it's still worthy. It's still worthy, but people on the grounded earth are not going to see it as worthy, right? And that's where the Pisces gets misunderstood, because a lot of times they're flung in areas that people they aren't there. It's too far gone, right? So moon, sun, and sun. And the moon, they're going, we got to look at this. Yeah, because the moon is about emotions and feelings. And that's what they're saying to me. Okay. So, because when you're thinking about your moon and your Venus and all that, connecting to an idea beyond what you're regularly accepting is what they want to say with the moon in Aquarius. How do I translate here? Yeah, we got to reach out and grab for something more. Not only, are we just not spinning in the right circles here, we got to think outside of the box. That's the moon in Aquarius. How? With our emotions. Think outside of what we've emotionally been dealing with and deal with that. Now, the sun is who you are and how you deal. Boom. And so the Virgo is, yes, we still have to be responsible for our earth plane here. We can't go get flung in Aquarius and Pisces and think about the future and all the spiritual stuff and not deal with our universe. So that's that grounded sense of Virgo. Yeah, we still got to deal with this. We still got to work with that. Not only that, they're going huge responsibility, just taking responsibility for our actions forward. That is what we want you to do, is to look at your responsibility and how you deal with others. Boom, that's it. And then Pisces, the sun in Pisces, they're going and still have the ability to dream about a better future. If we are not grounded in a good situation, they want me to put this card out here. Hold on. With the Virgo, right? This guy's in the field, swathing, got his kid, the responsibility, all of it. It's all there. Now, if this does not fit us, we still have time to go to the future, Aquarius, and manifest, and then Pisces, deal with our emotions and try and, get to a better place. But we have to deal with our reality. We have to be responsible for our reality. Some people are wanting to get flung here and not be responsible for the 3D, the reality that we're grounded in. No, we have to take reality into account. We have to deal with it. If we're in a job we don't like, we have to quit it and move. Take responsibility for that, Don't go outward in chaos. That's really what they're saying. And there's a sense of we're not comfortable where we are, but we don't want to make a change. So that's not being responsible. That's being, they're going ignorant of the fact. We know what the solution is, but we're not taking action, right? And that's a lot of this that they're coming down with. It's like, we have a plan. Oh, but wait until the universe comes in with their little salamanders and up your skirt we go. Then we're going to make plans, because not only there's going to be a fire under your butt to go, because this is the energy that's moving over this time, is we're really not going to be able to put up with being unhappy. Okay, so if we got a sense now where it's like, yeah, but I'll leave it, I'll just whatever, I gotta continue. No, we gotta change it before it becomes drastic. So that is what the universe woke me up with today. They said we got to, because there's people here just not resonating with things on all levels. So this is going to help them out, hopefully. Yeah, very beautiful cards, these horoscope cards. And very poignant. The Virgo, mostly. It's like first and foremost, that's why they wanted to put it out front, is we got all this dreaminess and all this stuff, but we have to get grounded with our reality. Where are we? We're in unhappy. So how do we change it? We change it in reality. We quit, or we break, or we do whatever we need to do to get right to that. Because it's some people are wanting shortcuts. We're wanting to dream, be an Aquarius and Pisces, dream about the future, but we don't want to deal with our present. And they're going, we have to deal with our present. Take courage and have faith that we're going to go, or something will open up that's better, or look for something. Actively go and look, because they're going, people are in bad places, making chaos and refusing to go. Like, why don't we just get out of there, find a better place, and then leave, because they're creating chaos where normally they wouldn't if they were happy. And they're going, this is not right. We need to stop the chaos making. There is so much chaos in the world, and if you're American, there's too much chaos there. We need to start making our own peace, right? And they're going, oh yeah, they're going to make peace. They're going to be all dreaming up in it, but they're going to have to get grounded, right? She's blowing bubbles. I don't know if you can see that, but she's blowing a bubble one. So we're going to come down to reality here soon. I feel like it's just a process of going through, right? Kind of being dreamy. You kind of got to get up in your head, get some ideas before you can go on the street and start pounding the pavement and actually taking action in that way. So that was the message. So for the Infinity group, there you go. There's your gift. Now, for those who have waited till the end, I was going through these cards this morning, and it has a complimentary Oracle card app that you can sign up for, or not sign up. I think it's just free. And it has some beautiful decks in there. And you could just put it on your phone and one card a day, whatever, help you advance. And they're going, don't get flung by the fact that it can't be, how you say, yeah. They're going, don't get flung by the fact that you think that apps can't be like a reading, because they're going, it is easier for us to manipulate an app than it is to manipulate a person to say something to you. So in a sense, it is a quicker, faster way for them to get a message to you in that way. Now, here's the little thing I found at the end. So if you have, what do you call that? Movement. What? Sorry, hold on. Yeah, if you have space on your phone for an app, it's not very big. Here, I'm going to give you the little thing. It's called the Rockpool Oracle Reading Cards app. You go to Google Play or the App Store if you're on Apple. And this is, I don't know if you can see, it's not focusing. Yeah, like there's 3 pages of different decks you can choose from. And they can give you 1 or a 3 card reading a day. So just download it and follow the advice, because it's really, give them this, share this with them so that they can be enlightened in their own way. You don't have to be hearing it spout out from me. You can have your own personal journey through this, you know, because they're going, it is very easy to manipulate, and you can tell me it's very easy for them to manipulate electronics. Absolutely. That's the first place people go. Where when you die, the first thing they do is shut off the lights. That's the easiest way to do it. That's your step one, right? When you go across and they go, okay, here's how to turn off the lights. That's kindergarten stuff. So it's harder to manipulate and get into the mind of someone. Why? Because there's doubt and fear and issues and da-da-da, right? So there's a lot of, and I'm getting a sense here too, a lot of people that are passed over want to connect at this time. Why? There's no veil. It's almost like there's no veil. But the problem here is, oh, sorry, yeah, I can show you that. It's called a rock pool, oracle reading cards. If you go rock pool, oracle reading, it should come up. And that's, or rockpoolpublishing.com. They may have an app that you can just log into online. So take that with you and use that to gain experience forward, right? Use it. Take the advice, because they're going, people are looking, but they're not taking it in. They're not, you know, and they're frustrated by that because they're going, the veil's so thin now. We're getting so much, and you're telling me, you're getting downloading so much, because I can get from dead relatives, I can get from me, I can get from past life stuff, da-da-da. Everything's just dumped. You can't even go through it so quickly. So they want you to open up at this time and realize what it is so you can sift through it. Because once you start following, thank you, Vivian. You're welcome. It just makes it easier. And they're all there to help you, right? And don't forget to protect yourself. Consciously say, you know, I will be protected. Usually, you know, there's a mode you can get into, like grounding out, but a lot of it is just an awareness. I will be protected. I've done some things physically to my body to make sure that happens. But there's a little place around the back of your neck. So what I do is I visualize a protection symbol or a protection crystal, whatever it is that makes you feel good. Could be even a flower, they're showing me. Something that you hold in high vibration, and visually put that around your head and your neck. And just, all you have to do is visually in your mind, mentally imagine that protection symbol there, and boom, away you go. I'm protected today. And then just do it daily. Make a habit of doing it first thing in the morning. I'm protected today. And then you do your little visual, and away you go. It's very powerful. Okay. So yeah, I could go on and on about that. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to hit me up. I mean, I'll be in and out, but sometimes you have a little twick here you can't get past, but until you get the answer. And sometimes I can answer that really quickly. So if you have any questions, feel free. So thanks for hanging in till the end there. Use that app if you can, because they're going, we're going to get in there. Because I used it already twice today. I used it for one card, and I was just checking out the decks that they had there. It was pretty cool decks. So whatever you're vibing with, they have like 3 pages of decks. So, you know, it could be whatever mode you're in. Just take, because that's the universe trying to connect with you, you know, and get in there. And then the more that you connect with them, the stronger it is. And the more you're, how do you say, it's like a relationship. The more loyal you are to them, the more you get back. And the more opens. So it just accumulates. And right now, till summer, where, not that it's going to change, it is going to change, adapt, but I don't think it's going to close down. But I think we need to get locked in to what is our instinct and what is not by summer. And if we're not, we're going to have problems deciphering, because there's going to be a lot more inflow. And if we're not on, you know, on a good tight hold with our instinct, we're going to get fooled by a lot of stuff. So that's really the sense, the warning they're giving me is by summer, we got to know what our instinct is, and we cannot get it confused with ego, because that will really mess things up. That'll be a train wreck after summer. So we got to understand where that sits. And what were they telling me? The biggest thing with ego is between ego and intuition is judgment. If, excuse me, if you have judgment at all, that is your ego. If there is non-judgment and a sense of compassion, that is your instinct. So, you know, you have any judgment whatsoever, whether it's against yourself or against someone else, that is your ego. So that needs to step aside, because at this time, that's what they're trying to do with most people. We got to stuff that ego. We can't get rid of it or kill it. We can't do that, but we have to put it in its place. Because if we've got, and this is where the problem is in the relationships where we're not wanting to separate and not wanting to go in the proper areas, it's all ego that's getting in the way. Throw the ego out and we go in the direction we're meant to go. But our egos are in the way and boom, then we have problems, right? So this is what, over till spring, or sorry, till summer. So July, August, mid-July, August, we should be out of it already flying in the direction we need to go. So be aware and also be open. There's people here that are looking for messages from dead relatives. They're calling. You're not listening, okay? Because you're doubting it. Somebody's going, they're going in their head, I wish my mom could hear, or I wish my father could hear, or I wish, and the father's yelling and screaming, and they're hearing it, and they're going, nah, that's not. And it's like, that's my own head. No, it's not. It is your own head, but it's your person coming in telepathically telling you, I'm here. They're not listening. There's a few of you. It's a male and two female. Younger female, blonde. Yeah, long hair. Somebody's got a younger girl that they're looking for messages from. They're going, man, I don't know, I got to get the bat out here, because they're not listening. They're hearing. They're acknowledging, they get it, because they're going, I can hear them acknowledge it, but they're going, no, that's just me answering myself. Going, nope, it's not you answering yourself, it's them answering. It sounds like you in your head, right? So it's hard when you're first trying to figure that out. So there's some people, yeah, the blonde one, she's really, and it's sad, right? She's sad because this person is sad because they can't connect, and the one's going, look, I'm here. I can connect. So whoever that's for, yeah, she'll get through. She might even be contacted here. Yeah, they're showing me connections here. If you need a reading, feel free to contact me by email. We'll set something up. In the meantime, take care, you guys. Happy Tuesday. I'm still working through my vocals here. I'm pushing through. I wanted to go, I bought a positivity book. So I wanted to share. I was going to do that in a little video, just a quick, but I'll do it in this long one. So I flipped through the book. When I was in the library, I went like this and I was like, boom, and it flipped to something that was absolutely pertinent, hugely pertinent. And I just laughed. I was like, oh, it was the answer to something I was asking. So I was like, I got to do this for these people after a reading. So Everyday Positive Thinking is the book that I'm taking it from, by Louise Hay. I love her. She's another one. If you're going through any physical anomalies here in the physical body, heal your body. This is a huge mental causes for physical illness, metaphysical way to overcome them. Simple. There's an emotional cause to a physical breakdown, and that is a guarantee. That is a law, right? So if you're having any problems in that way, you can look to that. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with a positive thought, and this is Louise Hay's book, but it is many masters that are in here and giving advice. So I'm just energetically playing for the group to keep this in mind. Highest purpose to advance forward. Here we go. Look at that. Oh my God. Here's your message. Whether due to death or divorce, a loss of a loved one leaves a horrendous hole. The only way to achieve wellness is to get out of yourself by immediately helping others. And this is Sylvia Brown. She was another psychic, intuitive. She's passed now, but death and divorce. And that was what I'm getting. Is a lot of people, a lot of loved ones are trying to connect and they're not getting. Why? Because of this, right? Because of that energy. Because we're so stuck in the negative. And it's sad because it's good advice and it's loving, caring emotions. So we have to open to that. You know that voice that is your voice in your head? You're going to hear it like it's your voice. But it's going to answer questions that you don't think of. That's how you'll know. It's because it kind of comes off sideways. Give it a chance. Give that voice a chance to speak. And you'll be amazed what comes out, right? And it's not going to be all this shit. It's going to be the angels in the background that are trying to get in because they can't, right? Anyway, all emotional up in that. So take care, guys. Have a good day. Listen to your instinct about your loved ones because they're trying so hard to connect, but they're being pushed away. So don't do that. Let it be. Okay, take care. Have fun. Be kind.